Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are watching this, guys. My name is Samantha, and I want to welcome you to my 2-acre farmstead located here in Southeast Louisiana. Now, today's video, I'm going to start with some real quick tips on a fall garden for you, but that's only going to take 2 minutes, and if you aren't interested, just fast forward. I'm fixing to connect for you everything from RFK Jr. and his fight against the toxins in the sky to the water wars going on California farms. Do not turn this video off. I'm going to do something that's usually wildly unpopular. I'm going to put farming tips and techniques in this video, educating everybody about what's happening to America's farmers. Look, you can either watch, you can fast forward, you can listen and learn. Even if you don't farm, please take a second to listen to what I'm trying to tell you, folks. And then I'm going to tell you the problem with what's going on with the California farmers and how this is all part of an attack against America's farmers. And folks, the best advice I could give anyone right now in this day and time in September of 2024 is get some food in the ground, folks. Okay, so what you're seeing right here are 2 types of hibiscus. These were basically propagated and grown and pretty much created in South Louisiana through Southern University Agriculture just for our environment. Folks, let me tell you something. This is not just for jams and jellies. You can use the flowers. I feed my rabbits the leaves. My chickens also love to graze this area and eat the leaves. So this is food for my animals and medicine for myself. I've got the tail end of some red okra still left. I've got some Jerusalem artichoke that I need to go ahead and harvest. That is this lawn plant right here. You harvest the root out of the ground. And then I've got some okra left. The late year Hurricane Francine that came in a while back really kind of knocked it over. Let me tell you the truth. I'm pretty much not even harvesting off the okra anymore. I'm just letting it sit here because roots in the soil increases soil viability. So the longer you can have root diversity in your soil, the better it is for your soil. Now, as you can tell, we have cut down the 1/4-acre market garden. All of this is a garden. We started on hard-packed Louisiana clay 3 years ago. It was so hard a shovel would not go into the soil, okay? Now let me show you what my soil looks like, folks. This is putting hay and corn stalks and just cover crops. And oh my gosh, look at that. But notice something. I'm very, very light on mulch. So I've got some hay bales on their way, and I'm going to roll those hay bales over all of this garden, and then I'm going to cover it with a tarp for 6 weeks, a heavy-duty 6 mil plastic tarp. You can get them at Johnny's. You can get them just about anywhere. And then I'm going to let that break down and keep my soil covered, okay? So how do you know what should be going in the ground right now? Guys, you can look up something called the USDA hardiness zone. I am zone 9A, 9B. That tells me what crops can go into the ground and survive until the first killing frost happens in 2024. So what I'm fixing to be doing, after covering this with the hay, covering it with the silage tarps, I'll move it back. I will put in my no-till garlic, my no-till onions, my shallots, and a few other crops that will grow well in the cool, like collard greens, mustard greens, cabbage. I can even go ahead if I really want to and do some beets and turnips. Most root crops will grow quite nicely in this hardiness zone, even in the cool weather. Everybody say good morning to Samson. Now, I also have sweet potatoes that I'm harvesting from out here. I'll be honest, I kind of just threw them wherever. I didn't do well on where I put them, and they grew over this entire area. So far, I've been able to pull out about 10 pounds, but I'm sure there's probably about 100 pounds of sweet potatoes still in the soil. So what's going to happen is the ones I don't find will literally biodegrade through the winter, feeding the microbiology under my soil, and it'll just make my soil that much better. And there is everybody's baby. He's doing so much better. Hammer, come. Let's show everybody you boo-boo. Come. No, don't run off. So from Colorado to Louisiana, I'm hearing reports that gardens did not do well this year, especially when it rained.
I need to get this off my chest. I want to know if after the rain, anything happens to your garden. Does it look flourishing? Does it look sad? Do things taste the same? Honestly, I think this is such a strange phenomenon, but the past couple of days, maybe like 3 days, we've had on and off rain, and typically Colorado gets showers every now and then, but I have just been seeing a really strange like uptick in air travel. We've been talking about this for months, and then on top of that, these strange rains with unique clouds that I just haven't ever seen before. And before we go and speculate whether that's a wild statement or maybe I have a wild imagination, I know that other people have been seeing it too. And every time after it rains, my crops, they don't look the best. The coloring, some of the plants have even died, and it has me curious, has me curious.
So how many of you have noticed that? Put in comments just what state. You don't have to give me, the region if you're not comfortable. But what state are you in? And is this happening to your garden or somebody else's that you know? So what I'm fixing to do, folks, is play you 2 quick clips.
But they can't get away with it anymore. A whole political movement has taken up the issue because we know that we can't make America great again unless we make America healthy again.
With a mass movement behind us, President Trump and I are going to transform our food system. We're going to get the chemicals out of the water, out of our air, out of the food, and out of the soils. We're going to drain the corruption out of the agencies that are supposed to be protecting the public, but instead are protecting corporate profit-taking. By 2028, I promise you, we're going to make America healthy again.
Work with our farmers. Our farmers are being decimated right now. They're being absolutely decimated. And one of the reasons is we're going to let our farmers go to work. And I don't know if you remember, I love the farmers because, I had many meetings as president. I have this gorgeous room with this beautiful table that seats about 35 people. And I was with the farmers. Usually everybody wants something. They all want subsidy. But I was with the farmers, and I think you might have been there actually, Sarah. I said, look, fellas, we're going to get you such a beautiful subsidy, meaning I'm going to do things. And one of the people raises and, sir, honestly, we don't want a subsidy. This is the first time this ever happened to me. Everyone they want money, they want to build windmills. We want money with these windmills. Anyway, but you know what? It was amazing. He said, almost tears in his eyes, they were getting decimated. We don't want a subsidy. We just want to play, a fair, level playing field. And I said, I said, nobody's ever said that. And I have many industries and many groups of people from different things. You know, they do all different things. It's probably the most dramatic I've ever seen. He didn't want anything.
Recently, I became aware that California, another county, is basically shutting off the water to the farmers. Let me tell you how I feel about this. Maybe I'm wrong, and if you're from this area, please understand. I don't understand first rights to water or how you guys do all of that. But what I can tell you is that California is not the place to be growing water extensive crops like nuts. And if you're somebody that is a vegan or a vegetarian, plant-based, please move from nuts to seeds, because seeds take a lot less water to grow. What do I mean? Instead of eating avocado and almonds and walnuts, eat watermelon, pumpkin, and squash. You can eat the meat of the fruit, the vine, the flowers, and the leaves, plus the seeds, versus just the nut on the fruit. I know, sounds crazy, but it's true. It's what I do for a living. See, I grow a 1/4 acre market garden with no water. You guys see this? There's no drainage out here. I don't have water lines. I don't have any of that. Because of the way that I sustainably grow food, I don't have to artificially water my plants to grow. Now, I know that's mind-blowing, and I have a playlist on it, and you can feel free to go watch all of it. I'll teach you how to do this. But we have a system that's broken. We keep propping up farms in America, especially California and in the West, Colorado, Utah, Nevada, to grow livestock feed and crops like wheat and corn that we ship out of this country, and we give those farmers subsidies because they're losing their butts at it. That whole area has been in a drought for the past 10 years. And with its heavy, extensive tilling, we are looking at a second Great Dust Bowl. And no, I'm not joking. I've got a video on that too, folks. So here's what I'm trying to tell you. This is an opportunity. If Trump will not bail out all these farms that are going to go under because there's a water war going on in the west coast of this country, okay? If he'll stay out of that and allow places like South Louisiana to get back into the growing, you could take your 1 acre yard, your 1/2 acre yard, and grow a market garden that could supply enough food for you, small livestock, and your neighbors, and make a living doing it, folks. I'm doing it. My farmstead brings in enough money to pay the bills in a year and all the expenses on the farm. So that is a blessing. I have taken what would have just been a 1/4 acre of grass and turned it into something that produces money and food for me and mine and my neighbors. So that's what I'm telling you. Right now, farms are in trouble across this country. 1, because of water regulations. 2, because of forever chemicals and the toxins are dropping from the sky. Guys, this is not going to be an easy fix. It will take several years to do it. Between now and then, food prices are going to continue to go up. Food is going to become hard to get. And when there is a supply and a demand issue, it always starts to cost more. So, think about that. We export so much of the food we grow here because China and Mexico sends it in so much cheaper. That's what the farmers are upset about. Give us a fair playing field. I know you guys have all heard about the fact that these countries are sending in their organic vegetables, and these big wellness stores are putting organic on it and selling it to you, but it was grown in China. Who is checking that? An independent hired person. There's not a USDA person over there trained. There's no American regulations controlling that. They could be growing that in sewage and wastewater like they do in California and telling you it's organic. You better wise up, folks. Lies, lies, lies. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video. God bless you guys. Have an amazing day.